So you guys are in for a treat because this is video number 2 of the day. It is still Thursday, September 2nd. It is now 7 p.m. So my lighting is weird because my lighting in my house is always weird when it's dark. I'm amazingly, unexpectedly feeling a lot better since the post that I did earlier. So I'm not sure if putting that out there gave me good vibes or I did the right things finally. I don't know. But cross your fingers for me that I'm on the mend and not going to go backwards because I have a really wonderful family thing on Saturday that I want to go to. With that said, let's talk a little bit about the energy right now. Let's do some housekeeping business about that. I have slacked a little bit with showing up here, and so I do want to update you all. It is October 2nd. It's still time that you can set intentions of what you want to bring in for this month. It's still, you still have I'd say another 24 hours before this month, really gets up and going. I highly recommend you check out some really great astrologers. I recommend Rasa Leela Healing. I recommend Pam Gregory, and I recommend Magdalena. Rasa Leela Healing and Pam Gregory are on YouTube, and Magdalena is on TikTok and I think Instagram. These are people that I highly respect, that I feel like know what they're talking about, and their approaches are all a little bit different. So depending on what style you like, one might be better for you than another. I like all of them, different times, different reasons. But everybody is saying that the month of October is going to be intense. They're not saying it's going to be bad exactly, but a lot of the stuff that has been put into motion, we're going to start seeing even more this month. So that is something to expect and be prepared for. It's also time that we're starting to have peak manifestations, letting things go and setting intention for what we're bringing in next. You know that I'm a big pros and cons about law of attraction. If you've been following me for a while, law of attraction is great in certain approaches, and I do feel like it's really important to work on getting clear. And you may not be clear right now. I'm still working through things. I'm still going through moments where it's like, should I go back to teaching after all? There's another job that I found that I might really enjoy, but I haven't had any time to look into it. So I don't know if it's something that is even still available or if it's something that would even be good for me. I have learned with this energy, it happened to me today while I was walking, actually, being mindful of what we're consuming. And I don't mean food. I mean, I guess I do mean food because that happened to me too. But that's not really what I mean. I mean what we're absorbing, what we're listening to, what we're watching, what we're putting our energy into. I'm a huge true crime person, which I think a lot of you guys know. And I like to watch lawyers on YouTube. If I could start all over again, I probably would do something in the criminal justice field once upon a time. But obviously, that's just not my path at this point. And actually, I'm really glad that I didn't go down that road because I'm so sensitive that sometimes there's certain things that I really just can't be getting into. And I've been listening to certain lawyers as I'm on my walks most days, and I'm realizing that I'm digesting maybe a little bit too much heavy energy. And these lawyers are pleasant people. It's not the lawyers. It's the topics. It's the murder. I watched one recently about the death penalty. I mean, it's those kinds of things where it's heavy and it's sad and it's real life and it's some serious sad things. But as somebody who's a sponge who absorbs everything, it's causing more harm to me right now. So I'm realizing I'm having to break that down and maybe allow myself 1 hour a week instead of an hour every day. Something like that. I need to give myself a limit because I'm realizing that it's staying with me too much and it's bringing me down energetically and it's affecting my vibration, and I don't want to go there. I can't right now. One of the things that I've learned about my mental health through this journey of grief over my mother and over my friend Al, who died, and my godfather the year before that, is that peace needs to be protected above all cost right now, because my grief is my grief, and I grieve in my own way, and I can't explain that to anybody. It just is how it is. And there are times where I can be there for others. I have a capacity for that. And then there's times where I really have no capacity for anything. And we're getting to that seasonal shift. Like it's 7 p.m. right now and it's dark outside. And I hate that. And it's only going to get worse all the way up to December 21st. So in between now and December 21st, it's going to get darker sooner and sooner and sooner and sooner and sooner. And I have seasonal depression. I always have. The winters are very hard for me because of the lack of sunlight. So I'm already being proactive. I've already adjusted my depression meds, like I mentioned a little while ago. I'm already trying to come up with more tools for myself of what do I do? How do I do this? Like, what do I do to keep myself going? Because my body wants to stop when it gets dark, and I can't. My circadian rhythms want to stop, and my work is still going right now. Like I'm still working right now as I'm recording this, and I can't just stop and slow down when it gets dark outside. I just can't. So I'm going to be shifting once I'm done house sitting my schedule so that I'm going to be getting up earlier, like more towards when the sun starts to come up, so that I get the most daylight I can in my day. I'm going to be adjusting some things in my home, like right now. So I'm in my kitchen, and that's my back door. And back there is a ton of tomato plants that like didn't fully get planted, and I have to put them away. But I don't have a lot of lighting in my kitchen, right? And especially if I spin around a little bit more in this corner, don't mind this is reality of depression and grief. My bills are all over my table. But in this corner back here behind me, there's no lighting. And although it doesn't look that dark right now, it actually is really dark. So I'm not a big fan of overhead lights. And so some of the tools that I'm going to be coming up with are new ways to add lighting to my home. Like lamps or scones that I can hang up that are battery operated, or different kinds of lights that are cozy, that keep my brain going and it doesn't make me go, okay, it's time for bed. But also that doesn't trigger a headache. So I'm working on those kinds of things, trying to be proactive, knowing that this season, it's almost like, as I'm saying this, I totally just heard, it's like the squirrels, which I know squirrel sounds random, right? But it is. It's like the squirrels. So I'm preparing myself for the cold, hard, dark months. And I'm prepping that. And the squirrels are running around doing their thing with gathering nuts and burying them and doing their little thing. And I see a lot of squirrels right now. It's that season. So it's kind of like that, where I'm preparing for the harder months, emotionally speaking, and what am I going to put into my little habits to help that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting out some of the more heavier shows and podcasts and videos and things of listening. I'm bringing forward, like right now I'm watching a Cinderella movie from when I was really little by Rodgers and Hammerstein. I don't know. It's old. It's really old. And it's something that we used to watch together, me and my mom. So I'm putting things like that out to uplift my spirit. Now, some days watching something like that might devastate me because my mom's not here. So it really does depend. So your journey is your own. The astrology is really intense right now. So being mindful, and I have to keep checking myself too, because I'm having a hard time because I haven't been feeling good. Be mindful what you're putting out there and what you're attracting in. Be mindful of what you're consuming, and be gentle with yourself, because at the end of the day, you're doing the best that you can. And if you didn't do the best that you could today, that's all right. Tomorrow's another day. Nobody died because you didn't do the best you could today. It's okay. So that's where I'm at. I hope you guys are good. I'm looking forward to next week where I can slow down and hopefully show up and have some live videos. I want to do some reaction stuff. Like, I'm hoping we can start doing that. I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.